What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to episode 17 of the walkthrough. So last episode we went over here. We halted. We stopped working on the Narnia for just one episode, so we could jump over here and take out Redmain Castle because of the fact that we had to do something to help people complete Varys quest offline, which triggers Radon. So we cleared the castle. So now that you trigger Radon, it doesn't matter. The castle's already done, right? So when you do Var's quest line, it gets you the Pure Blood Knight's Medal, allowing us to get all the Somber Stones 1 through 10 and all getting upgraded weapons. But if you do not have PlayStation Plus, you cannot do online multiplayer. So what we had to do is to go on up here to the Altus Plateau. Then we went to Wraith Blood Ruins, did the invasion, got a Somber 6. We got a new strength weapon that does blood loss. And we were able to, complete Var's quest for everybody offline and online, so everyone has access to all the same stuff to make this fair for everybody. What we didn't do here was we didn't go down the stairs and fight the guy. So if you guys remember the guy we took out in Rose Church when we talked to Var and did his quest, there's a guy in there doing blood loss and had that big ass red rapier that does a bunch of blood loss. Well, the boss here is the same guy, and he drops that for Dex Arcane builds. Now, I'm mentioning this because if you are doing Dex Arcane, I highly recommend you go take that guy out to give you a better weapon. As of right now, you only have a dagger. But we were so focused on Var's quest, I just, honestly, I forgot about it. We already got a weapon and a Somber 6 and completed Var's quest, and so we just had a lot going on. Now, we're going to jump back to the area and get started on the eastern side, which we were going to do last episode. But since when the episode before last, when we did the bottom of the lake, we all already completed Var's quest and got the Pure Blood Knight's Medal. Last episode, I wanted to make it fair, take out the castle, and, complete it for everybody offline. Otherwise, it's just not fair because those people wouldn't have the Pure Blood Knight's Medal. But now we're back on track. We're going to tackle the west coast of Liurnia. First thing we want to do here in front of Converted Tower is jump on up. If you've been following along the walkthrough, you have all of these sites of grace. This is why I tell you guys to follow along. If not, you're going to have to run over here and get it. But this is another puzzle tower. But to be honest, it's a broken one, kind of like the one in Caelid. So unfortunately can't solve it. So instead, just jump on the roof, come up, we can get another memory stone. Now, technically you can solve it. You need a mask. It's just like the other tower we had to wait to do. I told you we had to come back. We had to get a certain mask from the Legacy Dungeon and an emote from Thop's quest, but that's like at the end of this region, and you can solve it that way, but for whatever reason, the wall's set up like that, and it's just letting us jump up here anyways. Now, there you go. So once again, another spell slot. I don't even know how many we're at now. I'd assume it's like 5, but, I'm not sure. So, from there, drop on down, get your magic grease. There's nothing else really over here. And since when we did that invasion, that guy dropped a Somber 6, I went ahead and upgraded my weapon. I mean, we all have the same stuff now. If you don't have a magic weapon you like, or, like a special weapon you like yet, Somber 6 weapons like the equivalent of, I don't know, plus 10 regular weapons, so, we're not going to be out doing anybody there. I mean, to go over, because we still have a lot of, somber type weapons to pick up, but there's a few choices, and just because you're using something now doesn't mean you have to stay with it. I'm not going to stay with Moonveil the whole game. Good lord, no. But as far as somber weapons, everybody should really have something. So, this is more like, I think, strength int. So there's a somber weapon. Then you also have Ruin's Greatsword, another strength int weapon that's phenomenal, one of the best weapons of the game. Bloodhound's Fang, one of the best quality weapons of the game. We have Moonveil, Ross's Axe, another strength int weapon. This is a regular weapon, outstanding. It's just as good as the weapons we're using. You got Faith Spear, you got Strength Faith down here in the Halberd. Quality build, you got a Halberd. Faith Dex down here. So everybody has options besides Arcane, unless you guys went for what I was telling you about. And we're about to get, as we proceed, we'll get more stuff for mages. But yeah, that's Faith, that's Strength, that's Quality, that's Dex. I mean, everybody has options. So, we got the Somber 6. I suggest using it. Because as of right now, what is that? My number 1 right hand. We're getting 403 and 344 on our other one. You know what I mean? And I could pump another upgrade into my other katana. But I don't know if I'm going to keep this playstyle, hell, I don't even know if I'm gonna keep doing intelligence. So we're just kind of playing it by ear and having a good time trying new stuff. Like I said, this playthrough has been designed so everybody can do their own build. We will be covering all builds, so it does not matter. I'll be teaching you all about the best weapons and, what works really good with what. It doesn't quite matter. But we're going to go and take on our next archery avatar. Same fight as always. Every time you dodge, do a charge attack, take him down easy. However, for me, I'm, playing a new playstyle, so I'm just going to get some hits in, you know what I mean? Oop, rolled into it. Get a stagger. These guys aren't exactly hard, y'all. You know what I mean? Not yet. They will, they're gonna get harder when we start fighting them in Kaled and stuff like that when they're doing rot damage. But as of right now, they're not so bad. Cerulean Crystal Tier gives you half your mana back. Rupture Crystal Tier actually makes you explode. So if there's like a boss you're having trouble with, put that in your flask, drink it, kill both yourselves, and you know what I mean? I think it works like really good on like the cemetery shades. They can be a pain in the ass. I heard someone online saying, "No, I just drink the Rupture Tier and just explode both of us. I live through it, he doesn't." I'm like, that's pretty cool. Now we're talking about tiers. Early on, if you guys remember, what we end up doing was just putting in the half your health and stamina regen in our flask. Now we're starting to get some actual options here. So let's go and get rid of those because we got Magic Shroud and Crack Tier, which would be nice for the build I'm doing. Let's go over what we got real quick. Restores half of total health. Steadily restores HP for a time. Kind of like your Blessed Dew Talisman. Restores half of your mana, the one we just picked up. Green Spill, that is temporary boost stamina and mixed physic. Temporary boost strength, dex, and faith. Then obviously magic shrouding, lightning shrouding, and holy shrouding to boost those damage types. Boost charge attacks. Opening bubble tier lets you take any one attack. And you got one to explode somebody. So we can do like magic shrouding and the one for dex, since we're doing like ant dex, and give us just some good damage. The dex one's gonna add 10 points to dex, giving you some leveling and stuff like that. I'm sure a lot of people are like, damn, you're still not really doing your damage stat, you're still working on your base stats. Yeah, because I'm trying to get them all knocked out. Like with endurance, I need 4 more points. But as you see, I don't even have the strength to use that. Don't have the strength to use that. So I need to, work up my strength a little bit. Get my mana, or get my endurance up a little higher. So we'll get into, our damage stats. Depending on what you're doing, some classes start with more endurance. Some classes start with more strength. So you guys aren't going to need to do this. You can get into your... And we can get into our damage stats, but we're still going to have to come back for our base stats. I'd rather just get them over and done with. Scaling doesn't matter yet. I'm able to use my weapons. That's good enough for me. But, like I said, we're sticking to the make sure you have 40 health, 20 mana, and at least 20 endurance. Once you do that, you can do what the hell you want. As soon as you leave there, we're just kind of wrapping around. And we're going to go back here to a catacomb, get a really solid Ash of War. Really, really solid Ash of War. It's going to be for melee builds. It's called Sword Dance. It's one of my favorite Ashes of War in the game. It doesn't come with Elemental, but with your certain web blades you get, you can put Elemental on it. That mine, take out your bats. Come here. God, you guys are annoying. Jesus, come here, bro. Really irritating the fuck out of me at this point, like, good lord. What the hell? Why is kick on this Ash of War? Isn't that supposed to be Hoarfrost Stomp? Right? Oh, it is. I guess for some reason I have a kick Ash of War on my fist. Is that for real? Is that how that works? Bro, you guys are annoying as fuck. I'm stuck, dude. Get me out of here, bro. Okay. Yeah, I never realized that if you were like barehanded that you have a kick Ash of War. That's weird. I don't know why I haven't noticed that, because if you look while I'm barehanded, it's showing up like an actual Ash of War on the left of the screen. That's really weird. Okay. Does that mean like you can just go through this game barehanded if you wish? That's weird. Anyways, we're on up to our next catacomb, just about. Sword Dance really is a phenomenal Ash of War, though. Might show that off here. Happens to be one of those Ashes of War. It also gives you a follow up. You know what I mean? So it's just really nice. We're gonna go ahead and rest, refill our stuff. All right, so we're gonna have little stone imp guys here. Now this is a very short catacomb, and the way I like to navigate this, guys, is we're gonna actually go to the very back, and then just kind of work our way forward. I mean, you could slowly drop down and then work your way to the back of the place, but the boss fight's under us, and there's like summons and stuff to get at the very bottom. So it makes sense, since the boss fight's here and not at the back, to just work your way up to the boss. You know what I mean? So let's just go all the way to the back, then kind of start and do this one. There's gonna be a guy here ready to jump on you. Now we're gonna get over to this illusionary wall to make sure, you know, we don't miss this. This leads to a summon, and there's like 3 imps here, so it doesn't hurt to just get comfortable with switching your weapon. It's not gonna just, you know, switch to a shield anytime, switch to a staff, or whatever, you know, we may be doing. Actually, I need to put back on the staff just in case. And, you know, we could also treat the staff as a melee weapon, you know, carry slicer. I can't dual wield that, obviously, but we can keep our shield out on our staff and have some, like, melee type stuff. The summons we just got, they're okay. Regular Lucaria Soldier Ashes, they're better than the ones we're using now, but as we continue, we'll keep finding better and better ones. So as you progress your way up, hit the wall. Oh, I hate when they do that. Alright, I think 3 hits in the back's enough, you know. Now, I really do like this spell because it doesn't use much mana. And, you know, it does a lot of damage, as you see, just as much as a sword. 3 hits for the spell, 3 hits for a sword at +6, so it's pretty good. Watchdog Staff, pretty decent strength weapon, somber weapon. If you want to bring that up to +6 temporarily, you can. Just remember, in like 3 episodes, we're going to get another somber 6, you know, so if you're wanting to save it, it is smart to do, because, you know, it's not like they're just all throughout the whole game, but as we progress into, you know, the underground areas and stuff like that, we'll get more. I would definitely get something up to +6 right now. If you want, you could open up the other wall. Don't need to. You know, I showed that, I guess, just because I knew it was there. But yeah, we're just going to keep going. Now, this boss fight's really weird. So this is what's called a spirit caller. They're little snails. They're invisible, and they kind of scream, and they summon up guys. So this one's going to summon up a Crucible Knight, a variant of the Crucible Knight you have not met yet, which is the Spear variant. That said, you need to ignore the Crucible Knight. What we're going to do is we're going to come down here, we're going to summon. So our summons, you know, are going to tango with the Crucible Knight for the time being. while we take down the snail. The snail is invisible. He's going to be in the back right corner. After you get a few hits, he'll disappear again and he'll move. All you're doing is looking for really light colored fog. Where you see the fog, he'll be at, and I'll kind of teach you how to look for it. So you're going to run for the back right corner. Oh, let's go to summon. Let our bandit knight deal with him. So he disappeared. He's right here. You can see the fog, guys. And there, fight token. Much easier than fighting a Crucible Knight until he dies. Just for the snail to appear to hit twice and then have to fight a Crucible Knight again. Just to see the snail again hit 2 more times and rinse repeats. It's going to be a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? So, let's just jump back to this, side of grace. But yeah, I would tackle it just the way I did. It makes it much, much, much easier. Alrighty. So, from here, we're just going to go on out and, continue up the west side of the coast here. Next up, I'm pretty sure is either Revenger's Shack or I want to say it's actually, no, because Revenger's Shack's right. I don't know which comes first. We have Revenger's Shack, and then we have the Everjail fight. The Everjail fight is Balls. He's just a big-ass mage troll that gets you Great Blade Phalanx. So it's like Glint Blade Phalanx, but you only get 3 swords, but they're great swords. It's actually a really nice spell that I used for a little while when I tried to do a mage build. Alright, so it looks like we are going to have Revenger's Shack first. So to us, this place is useless. But if you did not kill Arena's father when I told you to, I mean, you didn't have to heal it there. This is typically, where it happens. So he'll invade you guys here, then you'll get the other Superior Grape, and you'll get his weapon. We took him out early to get us a better weapon early on, so, we're just not worried about it. Now from here, we're just going to keep following our way up. And we do want that side of grace, because we're going to take that in an episode or two, and when we do the top part of the lake, it's a good spot to start from so we can take out the dragon and get the glintstone key we need to take on Raya Lucaria. So from here, let's go ahead, summon into the Everjail, and start using our flask and really taking advantage of stuff. So I have, magic shrouding cracked here. If you're doing faith, you have the faith here, and you have holy shrouding. You'll get a fire one sooner rather than later. I mean, in Caleb, so. Aren't you staggered? There he goes. Like I said, it's not a bad fight. And we're going to get Great Blade Phalanx, which I'm pretty sure I do not meet the requirements to use yet. From there, we're just going to head on over to the 4 belfries. So the 4 belfries are 4 towers. One just gives you a stone sword key, but it's special. It's called imbued stone sword keys. The other 3 are transporters that take you to later game areas and allow you to get talismans. But until we get the rest of the imbued stone sword keys, we can't use them. So it is something we can come back for. We'll get one at Raya Lucaria, and we'll get the other in a village in Caleb. So we probably won't do them for quite some time, but we're going to go ahead and do the one we can do to go ahead and get a dexterity weapon and a great shield, and more importantly, go get our revenge on the guy, the tutorial boss. We can finally take him down. So as you're proceeding on, just go to your right first. There's going to be some lobsters. I would highly suggest leaving them the hell alone, as they're very dangerous enemies. I'm in the DLC right now, almost at level 200, still struggling to beat these guys. It's not worth your time. But, there's crafting stuff. We just picked up some consumables. I mean, it's worth the pickup, you know what I mean? Always worth the pickup, always worth the time. But other than that, there's just no reason to be here, you know what I mean? Let's go and rest, get our ship back. So we're just gonna go over here, get the imbued stone sword key, knock out the one tower we can do for now, get a fantastic great shield. And a fantastic dex weapon that has the Ash War lets you buff, gives you a lot of holy damage, but also gives you a very unique moveset. This, to be frank, is very, very just damaging, very powerful weapon for a short sword. You work your way up. You're gonna see two of those balls, guys, up here. They have a chance to drop this colossal magic scaling greatsword, but like I said, when we do carry a manor, we get it as a guaranteed drop there anyways. So I mean, you can try to take these guys down. But just keep in mind, these guys aren't like balls, because these guys don't have a head you can get a critical on. I mean, you can stagger them, but you can't get a critical attack because there's no head. But you just kind of punish somebody down and see if he drops the sword for you. He didn't. But you know, figured I'd at least mention it because it's always a chance. Just like the one we fought on the far right side, the East Coast heading on up. We fought another version of those guys. He has a chance to drop it too. You know what I mean? It's just not guaranteed until the carrier manor. Here's your other one. Dagger, buddy. I guess it's a spectral. It's not really like they have blood bonds. You know what I mean? I think we just got the sword though. I see something lighting up. So there you go. Troll's Night Sword. Like I said, chance drop, not a guaranteed drop. But it's, you know, if you want a big old colossal sword that does magic damage, just like this one. So this one's 50 strength, 16x. This 16 int. This is 20 strength and 18 int. Obviously, this one's the better choice, even though it doesn't look like it right now. Upgraded, this thing's a monster compared to this one. But this one, you know, you could use earlier on as its lower stat requirements. Because, I mean, two-handing it, you're probably... They say it's a 1.5 times multiplier, but sometimes the math seems a little off on that. Like, if you run around with, you know, 30 strength, 1.5 would be 45. Yeah, so you're going to need... Maybe it's on, I just had the math wrong. But you're going to need, like, you know, 35 strength to two-hand it. So... Which you could easily actually have right now if you weren't so focused on base stats like me. I just prefer to get them out of the way. But you notice we're hardly dying because of how much health we have. With 2 mana flasks, we're not really running out of flasks for mana. Every now and then, I'm not casting much either, but you know what I mean. Almost up to another level. Instead of popping runes, since we're about to take a boss down, I'm just going to wait. Like I said, we're still 4 points off of our endurance before we get back into our damage stats. And it is going to be worth it to bring that strength up if you're following along with my build. Like if you want to use the Dark Moon Greatsword. It works best for, you know, pure intelligence. But strength and int or dex ain't go very well. But it still has like a 16 strength requirement. You know what I mean? 16, 17. So, alright. So, grab your imbued stone sword key. But I will say, Dark Moon Greatsword is far enough away, we're going to have decent stats. You need 38 intelligence, too. And we're going to have that, you know, and then some. So let's use it here. Now, to make sure you're the right one, go all the way to the right, read this. Precipice of Anticipation. And it's the Chapel of Anticipation, so that's how you know you're in the right place. So use your stone sword key. Like I said, there's still 2 more towers, but we got to get the, you know, the 2 more keys to even be able to use it. So this is going to get us revenge on our tutorial boss. I mean, we've fought a few guys like this by now. We've killed a few. So it's not like he's going to be super hard for us. You know what I mean? I mean, they're still pretty formidable enemies. They have like 4 arms, 2 swords, a great shield. They come at you pretty crazy. Notice stack on all the damage. And we're gonna take some too. With the build I'm doing, obviously. What a dick. sir. Alright. And there's your ornamental straight sword. Fantastic dex weapon. Golden Beast crest shield. Fantastic strength shield. You need 24 strength for that. And the weapon is probably worth talking about. I'm trying to find time to show up all the weapons. We're just not going to be able to do that. But if it's like this one, it really stands out. So it's just a short sword. But two-handed gives you 2 of them. Pretty unique moveset. Really nice dex weapon. It truly is. Charge, attack, like I said, straight sword moveset. However, you notice we're getting 101 plus your scaling. Dex scaling, obviously, but it does have a 110 critical modifier. You get more damage on critical, but if you notice, it doesn't get any holy, right? You hit L2, you're going to buff it, and now we're getting another 100 damage to holy and an enhanced moveset. So the Action Ward just buffs it, and you know, your moveset's the same with your light attacks, but instead of doing the charge attacks with heavies now, it's going to just... No, it's supposed to... Oh no, you have to charge it to do that. So, for charge attack now, that's your regular charge, but if you hold it... It really lets you get up a lot of damage. It is a somber weapon. If it wasn't and you put blood loss on there, it'd probably just make the game too easy. You know what I mean? Like, that's just insane. But now we can go on this way, and damn, he wasn't worth many runes at all, was he? Definitely thought we were going to get more for him. But I mean, he was like, you know, the first, not even the first boss, guys. He was literally the first enemy you've seen, period, in the game. So this is another spot. You could dip that cloth in blood for Various quests, but since we already had the Church of Inhibition, it just made more sense to do it there. Now, we're going to work our way up, stick to the right. We're going to be able to get 2 summons here. One is for a quest item, and I believe one you could actually use. Stormhawk King, that's the quest item, cannot use that. So, Ashes of a Hawk, which heeds no summons. That's the Stormhawk King. Ashes of a Hawk revered by all others as sovereign, back in the days when Stormvale's wind still raged like no other. This is really cool looking too. This ancient monarch is proud, however, refusing to answer anyone's summons. So like I said, that's going to be a quest item for Nefeli. Then we can go pop this. Here we get another summons. Stormhawk Dina. So, summons Spirit of Stormhawk Dina. This one you can use. Spirit of the fierce hawk that faithfully rendered lifelong service to the old king of Stormvale long ago. When the true storm raged, its cries emboldened its fellows in battle, and the tempestuous winds that encircle its shred through foes. I'm not sure. I never used it. It could be decent. Sounds like it buffs you, so I mean, there's that. There's just so many other great summons out there. I probably never messed with, you know, that many of them. So this is your other maiden. Through the path be broken and uncertain. Claim your place as Elden Lord. So this is where you start the game at. If you guys remember, we started here. We ran out. You know, we got started on our path to become Elden Lord. But this is a maiden. You could dye that cloth in to do Var's quests. So you got that too. Now we've done that. Let's go ahead and jump over to the round table hold. We have to go talk to Nefeli, then talk to Gideon, then talk to Nefeli again. Now we are pretty close to a level here, 26, 25 and some change. That should probably do it. That's not enough, it's going to be super close. Yeah, we're like 100 runes short, so we can just go pop a 1 and be done with it. Yeah, because now we're at 26, so endurance 17, 3 more. Then we do gotta bring our strength up at least by like 5 points. Gotta get it to at least 16 for now. Then if we respec later, we want to do something with strength, we can just pull it out of our other stats, not a problem, you know what I mean? Why am I talking to you? Nefeli's past the blacksmith, sorry, it's just habit, I guess. Down here, Gideon's mad at her for killing his men that he sent to kill innocent people.
Oh, please.
And she did the right thing by killing, you know, soldiers that were harming innocent people. but now Gideon disowns his daughter. I mean, it was good and well while he was, adopting her and then making her kill people for him and fight for him. But since she did the right thing, he disowned her. Fellas is fair.
Indeed. It seemed the whelp harboured suspicions, so I had no further use for her. Honestly, what's a man to do? A determined plebeian is more wicked than an almond horn, quite frankly. I suspect that's just what the Queen wants. A dose of ambition to incite the tarnished.
Alright, and as always, you just get your lore. Let's talk about Insha, his little buddy, who he had to kill for, killing innocent people.
My apologies for that.
And evading us.
Business. Ensha got rather ahead of himself, it seems, as his master. I'd like to express my regret, but now, Ensha is slain and gone. Finished. Forevermore.
He doesn't seem to care much about the people that he makes do things for him. You know what I mean? Doesn't seem too bothered about Insha's death at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, Insha's a piece of shit, but, I was his master. He's gone forevermore. I don't give a fuck. I got someone to replace him type shit. Like Gideon's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Alright, I heard from
So
Gideon.
all right. For indulging father, I would have done, and yet I betrayed. And to think where is the just he once told me he would never, was he simply... No, how could I say? Father has, and now... Is that ash?
Give the Stormhawk King.
I don't feel still. It reminds me, thank you. In this ash, it reminds me.
Okay, so we're all good there with Nefeli. Now we can just jump over here back to Foot of the Four Belfries. Be able to grab a really cool shield, some items, and just kind of work our way back over here towards EG. Then we'll end on at the Carrier Manor. So let's jump over to the Foot of the Four Belfries. Now we're about to do a camp that's just, it can be infuriating, honestly. We're going to have to fight, I'm not even over-exaggerating when I say at least 40, 50 guys. Seriously, that many. Because there's a bunch in the camp, and then there's like one of those carriages being pulled outside of the camp. Like 25 more guys. So we have trolls, pumpkin heads, we have knights, we have foot soldiers, we have, you name it, mages. Mages that like to stand on a hill where you can't reach them and spam the fuck out of spells. So yeah, it's just a camp, but it happens to be a camp I don't really care much for. I mean, it's not like hard, it's just more annoying, you know what I mean? Over to your right, uphill, that's where everyone's going to be like, spam shit at you and everything else. Then we go to this chest, grab some consumables. Oop. I mean, we're mage too, so I guess we can just spam shit at them as well, you know. That's our glump blade phalanx. That's gonna be replaced since I have enough imp for a great blade phalanx. I like it. It's just a nice little defensive spell. It's like you're still fighting melee. There's no need for us not to use this. You know what I mean? Okay, buddy. All right, just work your way on up here. Probably not a bad idea to go ahead and put your shield on, to be completely honest. Jesus. Run out of heals here. Yeah, we're like completely out of heals already. You see what I'm saying? It's just really annoying. It's not hard. It's just really annoying. It's an infuriating camp, dude. Shit like this that makes me rage. You know, just little annoying ass shit. Like enemy that's gonna drain your health by spamming the hell out of spells. I get up to him, smack him once he's dead. Like, you know, it's not hard. It's annoying as fuck. You cannot stand this camp. I never die here. It's just, you know, it just sucks. Dumbass. Alright. Make sure you get your chest. We should have got some like consumables and a rune, a smithing 4. I apologize. That shield we picked up was pretty badass too. It's a great shield. The Ash of War on it buffs your damage by 20%. So, now if you take the shield off or two-handed weapon, change your weapon after you buff, you're gonna lose it. But, you know, it's pretty nice regardless. I guess we'll go chase this guy down. Oh yeah, Mr. Annoying Mage. Yeah, see? Spamming all that shit at us and dies that quick. That's why it's annoying to me, I guess. Alright, we got them. Now we vanquished the enemy group. As I say, you're supposed to be giving me heals, I feel like. Alright. Now it's time to do the carriage. After all that bullshit, we're only about halfway through all the guys. You know what I mean? So, the problem is you know, these carriages wander for a certain amount of time. Then they'll disappear if you're not, you know, careful. You take too long. And we did have to clear a whole camp, you know. Okay, but where are you going, bro? Where is he going? Alright. He's probably one of the worst guys, or at least hardest hitting guys, you know. I'm gonna two-hand my left weapon so we can kind of try to run up, get Hoarfrost, stomp off on these guys, and, you know. Look how many guys there are. Is this not insane to anyone else? Alright. So obviously any AoEs you guys have is going to be nice here. Good deal. We're about to lose our carriage, so we want to, you know, try to catch up to that as fast as we can. After you kill, you know, 40 guys, you're good to go. And this whole spot's annoying because in the ruins we got a lot more of these mages besides there. They'll be disappearing, turned into dust and like floating off. You gotta chase them down. In the boss fight there's a World Revenant who you guys haven't even met yet and you don't even understand how bad they are. And there's a method we could use on them, but we're not a faith build, but we might still use the method. There's one. You don't have to kill these guys, but you know, a few thousand runes is a few thousand runes. Good God, spam much? Thank you, kind sir. Alright, so now we can go on into the carriage, get you guys a strength edge weapon. It's actually like a short sword, but for whatever reason, it scales more with like strength and when you level it up. Really beautiful looking weapon. I don't like it. That's me because, for one, I mean, it's got decent scaling and stuff. You know, it's a short sword moveset. But if you notice the charge attack, so when you hold it up, it kind of blocks for a second. So I guess that's kind of cool. You know? If someone's swinging at you, you kind of block their attack. I mean, it would honestly even go decent with our build, but as you see, D, Strength, D, Dex, D, Int, but when it's upgraded, I do think it leans more towards Strength, Int. But as you see, it's like split right down the middle, 88 physical, 88 magic. But yeah, it's just a moveset's weird. Acid War is dope. So you can hit it really quick, or you can charge it. When you charge it, every time you kind of hobble with the weapon, it grows more and more. Boom, 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 boom. Come down with a big hit. So, I mean, it could go very well with our build. You know what I mean? We can keep it the whole game. I'm sure it do, fine towards the end of the game as well. Just not for me. And most of the stuff, it's not that a weapon isn't good. It's just, it might not be a person's taste. You know what I mean? So... wondering how long it would take us to put them down with, our upgraded weapons. I didn't even realize we only had one upgraded weapon on. From here, I don't really think there's even a reason to, clear the whole ruins. So if you guys want, we just go on one side, stay on your horse. There's just a couple guys here aren't worth anything, If you want to kill them, you can. Let's just make sure we have the items. Then we'll take out the boss. I obviously have a good strategy for the boss, and we'll go over it. It is going to involve you having a little bit of faith, but we do have the +5 faith talisman, so everyone can do this strategy. And we're going to show this strategy, actually, because this enemy is so challenging. No matter where you meet him in the game, he's going to... God, I hate these guys. He's going to be giving you trouble. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be bad for you to fight him once to see, but we're actually going to go buy an incantation that's going to help with him. Because honestly, it's just the best strategy I have. Now, it's a very early incantation, so you don't hardly need any faith to use it. But I do believe it's worth doing so. So let's hop on over to the round table hold. Now, we all have a seal we can use for doing the ranks quest, so it's not like you gotta go buy a seal and then not reach the stat requirements, because honestly, with the seal we picked up, we're not gonna, we need 10 faith and we have 6. But with the +5 faith talisman, keep that in mind as well, as we will be able to hit 11 faith and be able to use that. So what you want to do here, guys?
I've decided to leave. I'm off in search of a...
Hey, see, he's about to leave. That's what I'm talking about. Why you do not hand in prayer books here, guys. But you want to get heal. And heal costs 1,500, and you need 12 faith. So it looks like we'll still be a little short to do this with our build, because we'll only be at 11. But we could also pop a rune arc too to show this method. And I don't even care about this method, but walkthrough perspective, it makes the most sense. So what we're gonna do here is we want to go ahead and memorize spell, put on heal, and we already have Godric's Great Rune, so I don't know how many runes. We only have 11. We'll use one. In game we'll have like 50 of these, so I'm not really worried about using one now. Go ahead and put on your seal. Oh, there we go. We don't even need the talisman. I thought we would. Oh, we need it for the incantation though, don't we? Yeah. So now we did that. It's going to take off our weight talisman, put on our 2-finger heirloom, and now we should reach the requirements, and we do. So, you guys follow along. Trust me on this. We're about to turn a very hard fight into a very easy... And it's not even going to be an easy fight. It's just going to be a joke. But yeah, it's actually a very challenging fight. Now, I didn't realize this about this incantation. So first and foremost, to show you guys this. So with this incantation, we're just like leaving EG. You're heading just like southwest. You want to stay to the left side. With this incantation, you just want to hit it real quick. Because also, we're fighting like enemies that's considered undead, right? So with that, it's going to literally take half its health just using it once. But I kept wanting to like charge it, and I don't know why, and that's what got me killed over and over. Because you could hold it. Charging it isn't going to make it do more damage. It's just going to delay when it's used. you know what I mean? But as you work your way back in the ruins here, guys, roll down your step. Oop, roll down your step. So, you know, another invisible floor. Now, as soon as you walk in and you see this guy crawling up from the ground, I'm telling you, he's really erratic, very powerful. But as soon as you see him come in, hit it. Hit it twice. He's dead. You see what I'm saying? It's a joke, you know what I mean? But if you try to fight him, you'll probably die multiple times. I mean, you haven't seen him yet. The only version of that guy we've seen, we rode right past, and there's a reason for that. They're quite challenging, you know what I mean? They really are. But yeah, so we don't need that anymore. You can keep heal if we end up going to like a faith build later on. Then at least I already have that. Don't need that anymore. Just don't really need the weight one either, though. But it is useful, and we will eventually get to where I'm wanting to use, heavier armor and stuff. But if I'm able to keep on both katanas, a shield, and my staff right now, yeah, remember I'm also, kind of working on my endurance, so that's been helping. Let's jump back over here to Road to the Manor, Blacksmith EG, take off heal. Yeah, that was a joke, right? And I really would love to talk to you guys about what's going on with this sword. This is a dex weapon. Now, this is a phenomenal dex weapon. Me, myself, I can't stand rapiers. The moveset's just really weird. But if I was to use a rapier, it'd be this. So, they're just really weird movesets to me. It's hard to take it serious, I guess, But, so the Ash of War just does Impale Thrust. But it has Frostbite build up at 60, right? But the charge attack, the heavy attack, shoots off a ice projectile. Then you can obviously hold it down to do a heavier version of that. So it can be very damaging getting frostbite off. But what I really like about it is like this attack uses mana. The frostbite, throwing that out, uses no mana, guys. No mana. Wouldn't even be bad to keep your offhand. Just proc frostbite on somebody real quick and switch to your big weapon to get increased damage, because frostbite is going to proc an additional 20% damage once they're frostbitten. So it's just like could be like, a good technique for a fight. But from here, let's jump on over to Main Carrier Manor Gate. And I'd like to go ahead, go through here and knock this on out. Obviously, we don't have the time this episode. We're going to go ahead and cut it here. But now we have officially knocked out. It's really nice, guys. We've knocked out everything on the East Coast. We've knocked out everything on the West Coast. So all we really have is the upper half of the lake. So everything in here, which actually isn't that much at all. We have the tunnel, and we have Carrier Manor. So I'm going to go ahead and do Carrier Manor. Then after that episode, this is how it's going to work. We're going to clear all of Carrier Manor, get another Legendary Ornament, Tortured Platinum, and then we're going to come on out. Now, since we've already triggered the Radon Festival, we can do everything behind here. There's like an Evergel fight over here. We can solve a painting here, and get a spell, Frozen Ornament, which lets you imbue your weapon with frostbite damage with your staff. So we can get all that stuff done. Then go over here, drop back down to the manor in a different area to get some really cool stuff. Go over here, pretty much start Ronnie's quest if we want. Talk to some NPCs, get another Ash of War over here, and just kind of just clear this whole section out. So then moving forward, all we have is one more episode doing everything at the top of the lake and the tunnel, which gives you another path into the Altus Plateau. Then we can get on into our Legacy Dungeon. So we are going to start here from Main Carrier Manor Gate, and we will be back next episode to go ahead and knock out the Carrier Manor.